Hi guys, Kings of Karma, coming to you in a cold, damp Irish morning here. Um, what I wanted to talk about this today is a reflection I had with a good friend from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. We were chatting the other day just about the whole experience of doing Jiu-Jitsu together. And one reflection came out from me, which I think is so relevant for every single man out there. And it's how consciously do we pick up, do we notice the progress we're making? You see, nearly every single culture and educational system in the Western world anyway has no real education of the mind about emotional intelligence. By default and by cultural and social conditioning, we have this inner critic that's a little bit too persuasive. It's a little bit too dominant. Most guys that I'll talk with, coach, they can be really high up in corporate world. They're really successful business-wise and so on and so forth. They're, from a superficial point of view, from the outside external point of view, they're shit hot. And yet when you get down coaching and you get into a deep coaching conversation, you sort of you create that bond, that safe circle. What comes out nearly every single time is a story of self-criticism. And self-criticism that it's a little bit too heavy. It's bringing them down. And there's a key thing here. If the self-critical voice in the head is too over-dominant, what can happen is we don't pick up on the progress. Where this was coming from the jiu-jitsu experience was the guy I was speaking with, he's pretty much an Irish white belt champion. And when I rolled with him at the end, that's the bit where you sort of start, you just do 5 minutes of fighting with the guy. Like, he dominated me. He had me, like he suffocated out every single bit of space that I could have had. He whipped my ass, if you want to say. Like, he submitted me, I think, 4 or 5 times in 5 minutes. Like, he just completely annihilated me from one point of view. If I went with my critical inner voice, which I have every single day, if I went completely with that story, it would have been, well, that was complete shit, Mark. You're going nowhere. He's miles ahead of you. There's no hope. Blah, 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 blah. But that's not of any benefit to me. What I challenged myself to pick up on was in 2 different passages, I got my knee in. At one point when he had me on full side mount, I got my knee in. The week previous, I didn't. It was his first session that I'd ever rolled with him. The week previous with other guys, I was struggling to do this. I had looked at a YouTube clip. I had implemented this new strategy and I got the knee in and against a really brilliant jiu-jitsu practitioner. So my progress was actually insanely brilliant because against such a good competitor, I successfully just got the knee in. Now he snuffed it out like that. But my point here today is, how focused are we on the progress we are making? We can make progress every single day, but our long-term success and feeling that we're progressing every single day, every week, every month, every year, you progress like that, you're world class. But to progress like that, you have to focus on the progress. You have to notice where you are improving. And you have to give weight to that voice. Well, I sort of said you have to. You don't have to do anything, of course. But if you would like the feeling of progress, and like Tony Robbins, he says, that's the one thing that makes us all feel alive. That's the one thing that happiness is built on, is on a feeling of progress. So just take a little check in your own lives and, what's going on up here. Is the self-critical voice a little bit too dominant? Is it so dominant that it seems like you're not allowing yourself pick up on the wonderful bits of progress that you are making as a man. Because you are unique, you are wonderful, you are genius, you are a spiritual giant. And you deserve to sort of give yourself a pat on the back and say, yeah, wow, hell yeah, that's just like me, I've progressed there. Hell yeah, I've progressed in my relationship. Hell yeah, I made a bit of financial progress. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, like I managed better this morning with my kids. Hell yeah. Brilliant. Allow yourself, open up and receive your own pat on the back, your own self-praise for your own progress. You deserve that. Moreover, an extraordinary life can only be built upon seeing the progress, because seeing the progress will give you that little dopamine serotonin kick that will keep focusing you on progressing more. You're worthy of it. Have a great day, guys. We'll talk with you tomorrow. Good luck.